this is the spice. It's part of our 3-pack provision series that we've done with Chef Brooke for this year. All 3 beers are meant to pair with food, and this one in particular is one of the more decadent of the bunch. It's a big imperial stout aged in bourbon barrels, and it has cacao nibs and vanilla, which is not very unusual for us, but something that Chef Brooke brought is some of her favorite herb, which is thyme. And the thyme used in this beer actually comes from Chef Brooke's garden that she was willing to harvest for us. So in the glass, this is a very interesting, it's both familiar and different. Obviously we do other stouts with cacao nibs and vanilla beans, but this just comes across different. And I think it's the sort of, it's in the name, it's the spice, it's the herb, it's interesting because working with Chef Brooke as a chef, let me put it this way. You add salt to a dish not to taste the salt, but to highlight the other ingredients. It's a seasoning. And I feel that's kind of what is going on here. You do get a lot of chocolate, you get some vanilla, and then you get like this slight herbaceousness that kind of elevates both flavors. It's very interesting. It has a savory note that comes across in a really pleasant way that kind of plays with the nibs, which we sourced from this new company that we're working with. Chef Brooke was a big fan of these nibs from Guatemala that themselves have really robust chocolatey notes. And then you get this sort of herbal finish to the back end of it, which is it's cool, it's different. Yeah, you get a huge amount of roast, you get the chocolate, vanilla, and then just it's this aftertaste of thyme. You probably wouldn't pick it out if you were just drinking it by yourself, but you would think to yourself, this is interesting. This has this kind of cool sort of spice note to it. I can also see it pairing really, really well with food. Unlike, say, Chocolate Rain, which is just so big and heavy and just dominating, this has more balance despite being relatively high alcohol percentage. To be honest, I'd pair this with a steak that you pan base with butter and some thyme in it and just sort of cook the steak with the butter and the thyme, just kind of pouring it over the top, just really nice in cast iron. The pairing would work really well. That thyme would kind of tie into obviously the butter basting, the Maillard reaction of the browning of the steak works really well with chocolate notes and the roast in this beer. I think that would be a good pairing.